Hey guys, I'm Ben.
And I'm Andrew.
And this is
The Three Best Things.
The
Three best things.
Best things. The three best...
best things.
Okay. Got it.
Right.
This is the show where we talk to you guys about the three best things in any movie, the most awesome movies coming out.
And today we are talking about Fast 9, baby.
I think it's actually Furious 9.
F9, baby. I don't know. Is it Fast or Furious 9?
I'm not sure which one it stands for. It could stand for anything. It could stand for ridiculous because this movie is absurd.
It is. And we're about to tell you guys the three best things, starting with, and I know this might sound bad, but the plot does not matter anymore. And this is a good thing. It really is, man.
I remember about the time that Cliff Curtis came out of the door in Hobbs and Shaw thinking to myself, this movie is about grounded reality. It's about relationships. It's about brothers. Now look, this movie, when I got to the end of F9, I was like, what just happened? Who is the villain? I don't know. I don't care. It doesn't matter.
I'm so glad that you mentioned that Cliff Curtis was The Rock's brother in a film in this franchise. It does feel very inappropriate. So I think what was so cool about this is in this film, they definitely try to give you a lot of plot, right? Yeah. Jordana Brewster is back. But I think the thing that we didn't really see as much in the trailers that I would have liked to know was coming, or actually maybe I'm glad I didn't know, was the Dominic Toretto origin story.
Can you imagine the kid who got the casting call for that? Where they're like, you're going to play young Dom. This guy's like, I'm a superstar. I'm a megastar. I've made it, right?
But he was all right. He was all right. He did a good job. He had a really deep voice. Vin Diesel's voice legitimately sounds like gravel.
I will always be in your heart.
It's the deepest voice I've ever heard.
Do you know that he's a good singer and actually has a good song that came out last year?
What is it called?
In My Feelings, I think? Or is that a Drake song?
That's a Drake song. Are you... All right. So, like the Furious franchise, we were talking about the plot and we've completely derailed, as did they. Because we find out in this one film, we have the Dominic Toretto origin story. We also go to space. I think Charlize is the bad guy. Why and how is Han alive and why do we care?
Well, okay, but also, can we talk about this for a second? So, guys, you're going to watch this film.
Yep.
And there's going to be this scene that's going to happen where they're like, Han's like, let me explain.
Let me tell you how I live.
And literally, the way that it is explained is he goes, I'm not even going to tell you who. He goes, this guy has a way of making things look like they didn't happen. And that's the explanation. That's it. That's the whole explanation you get as to why Han's alive.
Wait, hold on, wait. They add a little cherry on top, which is you see the car crash again. And then they just go to around a corner, and there he is, just standing there with Mr. Nobody watching it happen. Poof.
That's it.
Gone.
That's the whole thing. It like literally happened, and I looked over at Drew, and I was like, that checks out.
that makes a lot of sense.
The way they solve problems in this franchise, when there's like a problem, is they'll go, we're driving on this like little bridge in a Hummer. The bridge breaks. Go faster, and like they do, and they like fly.
My favorite part is that at the very end of that, they have that moment like when planes take off in movies, or like when planes are about to crash into mountains. I keep saying planes because they're planes and they can fly, but for a moment the camera angle turns and then the bridge is gone.
Yeah.
You see over the cliff, the car is gone, and then it flies up over the cliff and lands on the ground, which leads to the second best thing about the Furious franchise is they have become superheroes with cars. Yes, you heard it. They say it in, what movie is it they say where they're like, no matter what happens, do not let them get in a car.
That's in Fast 5. But then in Hobbs and Shaw, Idris Elba literally refers to himself as Black Superman.
And then Dom, in this one, he has a legitimate Hulk out superhero scene that, yes, he rips a building down.
It's like Captain America in the elevator, but better.
We say with cars specifically because the cars are a part of their bodies.
Yes.
They have become... Pillows are not cars, as our good friend Dan Merle says.
Yes, they. It's like somebody will be like jumping from a thing, and it'll be like, you're like, do something, it'll be like, hit him with your car! And it's just like, get your car near them so that when they hit the ground, it's not like a flat, hard surface, it's a moving hard surface at high speed hitting them.
At a high velocity that is catching you. I think it happens maybe 10 times in this movie where they keep getting cars to catch people, whether it's from the top of a building, whether it's from one car to another. It doesn't really matter. Cars can catch humans. You see in the trailer, they talk about being invincible.
We've taken out planes, trains, tanks. I'm not going to even think about the submarine.
Beautiful monologue by Tyrese.
It's like a whole conversation Tyrese has where he's just basically like, we are invincible, and they like poke fun at it. It's one of the best things about this franchise, I would have to say, is that this would go to our first point about the plot not mattering and them being superheroes, is like, they're so aware of what they're doing at this point.
Yeah.
They just don't have, they give no shits. They're like, at this point, we are going to lean into the fact that this is the Avengers except with cars, and it's fine. And you guys will buy it because, like, would you rather see people getting hurt and, like, sitting out missions?
But when they're in the space Fiero, which it is a thing in this movie.
Somebody asked me the other day, they were like, you saw it? I was like, yeah. Like, did they go to space? I was like, yeah. They were like, in a spaceship? I was like, no, in a Pontiac.
And, like, they put this spaceship into gear, and then he slams on the gas, which then you, like, it, like, goes out of the spaceship. It's like...
It's like
what spaceships do, and then they crash through a satellite.
Like in reality, they're moving like this fast, probably.
But he's like. So I think that brings us to our third and final best thing about F9, which is that
F9.
F9.
That was funny you did that.
This is the franchise that never ends.
And that means a lot of things. That means it never ends because it keeps getting movies. It means it never ends because the scene transitions don't make any sense or justify how scenes even end. Or
They legitimately don't even acknowledge. They like ask, how do we get out of that? And I'm like, don't worry about it.
Yeah, like they're just like, they're being chased by people. Okay, case in point. The scene where Dom fights 30 people. He's been dragging people off ladders and punching and kicking, and Letty's behind like a closed door that Dom's locked. Dom eventually pulls down the entire ceiling with the 2 chains.
The entire building.
He falls into the water, and he has a flashback.
And then...
And you cut to, now he's awake in the other room, Letty's nursing him back to health. Like, none of it's explained. It's just the next scene.
So that's part one of this point. The other part of it, I think, is something that you pointed out. We have a flashback to 1989, a year after we were born.
Yes.
And I believe Dom in that is probably about 18 years old.
Because it looks like his younger brother is like, he's
like
not
16.
old enough to be incarcerated, but Dom like goes to jail.
We don't want to spoil everything.
Yeah.
But Dom's probably about 18. You add in those 33 years that have passed, 32 years, that makes him 50 years old. Is he 50 years old in this franchise? And if so, how is that 50-year-old more badass than he was back when we first met him 20 years ago?
When we watch Hobbs and Shaw, and there's the like Jason Statham, Vanessa Kirby are the same age growing up part. Like Statham's like pretty clearly in his mid 40s.
20 plus years older than her.
But then now they're adults, and she looks like 26, and he looks like 45.
Yeah. Cliff Curtis.
Yes, Cliff Curtis. So they don't explain anything, and that doesn't really matter. The franchise doesn't end. The scenes don't really seem to ever end.
Mm-hmm.
The age doesn't really seem to matter, and no one seems to care. I don't think I really care. Do you?
No, and I think because they've bought in on these things that we've talked about. You and I used to do a show where we had this segment called Buy or Sell.
Right.
I feel like you could never, ever pass on F9 or the Furious franchise ever. Like, they're going to keep making movies, and we're going to keep watching them.
The only person who they can't seem to bring back, and that's not even entirely true, is rest in peace Paul Walker.
Yeah.
Because he actually passed in real life. Yet, we kind of see him show up in this movie. Kind
Yeah. And I was kind of shocked.
Yeah.
So
Totally.
anyway, yeah. Guys, those are the 3 best things about F9. So if you like what you saw here, leave us a like, comment below, and of course, always come back by hitting that subscribe button. Those notifications will turn on and let you guys know every single time that we go live or put up another one of these episodes of The 3 Best Things.
The 3 best
The
things.
3 best things.
I'm going to go watch F9 again.
Fate. Fasten your seatbelts.
Fasten.
10.
That's clever.
That's good. Oh my God, we weren't recording.